Nikaya Tadali Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Fully tired. So, first of all, I have to pronounce Gurudev, Vishnupati Guru Swami Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Adipanu Guru Varga, Shiksha Guru Srivaktaram Madhusuram Goswami Maharaj, Shri Gaur Govinda Goswami Maharaj, all devotees, Hare Krishna. So, Yogamaya. Yogamaya. We discussed a little bit about her there in the house, Tamal's house. So miyati iti maya. That which can be measured is called maya. How tall are you, Haripriya? Maya. What can be measured is called maya. How old are you? How much money you earn a month? How much you weigh, how many children you have, right? Where are you from? This is all Maya. So, Maya, this is Krishna's Maya. In Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says, Devi hi esa guna mai mama maya durataya mamevam ye prapadyante maya mitam tarantite. Krishna said, this Maya, consisting of the three modes of nature, sattva, raja and tama. This is very strong, Arjuna. Durataya. Who can break this? Why? Because Krishna's own power. So by own strength, Jiva can never become free from that. So, Krishna says, Mama Maya, my Maya. But in the same Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, this Maya bind us. Mamevam ye prapadyante. So this Maya binds us in this world. But in the same Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Naham prakasa sarvasya yogamaya samanvrita. I am not revealed to everyone, I remain covered by my yogamaya potency. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about two Mayas. One which covers Krishna, and one which covers the Jiva. So this Maya, this is Krishna's Shakti, Krishna's potency. Therefore, Maya, she is also known as Vishnu Maya, the Maya of Vishnu. The worship, just like it's considered one of the offenses to Harinam, to consider the Devas or Devis to be, equal to or independent of Vishnu. So Durga, there we see her, one of her names is Vishnu Maya. She is Krishna's external potency. So to see her as separate from Bhagavan, this is one aparat. Indeed, one of the names of Radhika is Durga. So here when, you see the picture behind you, Champaklata? She's going, which one? There's 7. There. With the red dress there, Durga. No, this is one Brahman. Yes. One Brahmana, he was worshipping Shiva, in one Shakti pit. Kamakya Devi, sorry, yes, Kamakya. One who fulfills all desires is Kamakya Devi. So, she appeared before him and gave him Krishna mantra. So afterwards, at the end of Brihad Bhagavatamrita, then the guru of this Brahman, Jana Sharma, then Radharani appeared in his meditation, and Radharani said, oh, I gave you mantra. I gave you mantra. So, question comes, when Radharani gave mantra to Janashama, that was Durga. No, because this Maya, ultimately this is Krishna's potency. And who's the presiding goddess of all potencies? That is Radhika. Therefore one name of Radhika is also Durga. One of the names of Radha. So Radha in one like external form gave mantra to Janashama. So Radharani said, I gave mantra, no? Because this Shakti is non-different to me. So one Maya, no? She works in two ways. Prabhupada explained in a simple way. Just like electricity goes through the fridge, it becomes cold. Electricity goes through the heater, it becomes hot. But it's one potency, one energy. But she's acting in two different ways. No? So here, right? Swanecheya gamaved mahima tuma Shri Krishna bhimuka bandhan koroho samsa. For the conditioned souls, Shri Krishna bhimuka bandhan. What is Krishna? Shri Krishna bhimuka bandhan koroho samsa. So those who are bimuk, those mukh means face, bimuk means turned away from Krishna. Krishna bhayamukha bhoga, Krishna bhayamukha hoy bhogavan chakare nikatasi maya tiya japatiya dari. Jagadananda Pandit, he wrote this. Have you read that book, Prem Vivata? In Jaivadharma, I said that was the only book Raghunath Das Baba would read. They just continue recital of that. Because this so clearly described the Gaudiya Siddhanta. Indeed, the Babajis, they say this book must have been written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. All glories to the Babajis. Because they how clearly describe the fall down of the jiva. How clearly. Because the Babajis also, they do not accept the state of tatastha. They say the jiva is eternally bound in Maya. Eternally. There was never a time we were not bound by Maya. That is their definition of anadi. Eternally. But that cannot be the meaning, because if one is eternally bound by Maya, there's never a chance of them becoming free, because eternal means no beginning, no end. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur and this Prem Vivata so perfectly match his description. The jiva turned away from Krishna, became caught by Maya and entered material existence. So Babaji also not accept Prem Vivata. Bhaktivinoda Thakur must have written. Because so matching the Siddhanta of Jaivadharma, so exactly matching. But this is foolish, because in Jaivadharma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself writing, right? Raghunath Das Baba was reading. That means hundreds of years before Jaivadharma was written. You know? So, the soul, when he chooses not to serve Krishna, because have independence, minute independence, no? So he turns away from Krishna. Like when you see the sun, there is no darkness. When you turn away from the sun, what's the first thing you see? Your own shadow. No? So when the jiva turns from Krishna, they're mainly covered by Maya. No? And forgetting Krishna enters material existence. So that is called Mahamaya. Okay? She binds the souls in forgetfulness. And she have two potencies, Maya. Vikshept Atmik and Avarnatmik. Vikshept means to distract, to pull away. Like a crab. Pull away, and Avarnatmik, then cover. So the jiva turns away from Krishna, Vikshept Atmik, then covered. Then they forget their sarupa, their seva, they forget everything. And what is the thing? Aminitya Krishna Das Aikata Buli. They forget I am eternal servants of Krishna and become the servants of Maya. This is all the function of Mahamaya. There you see her in her 8-handed form. 8-handed. I've heard, because we have 8 samskars from before we enter the womb, the Garbhadan samskar, then 8 samskars we have. Therefore Durga has 8 hands. I heard in one hand she has a laddu. We heard. Then if you go for the laddu, the other 7 hands which have weapons, chak, 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 chak. Take that, son. This is all the function of Mahamaya. But so Krishna Sanmukha Hujar Bhagya Krama hoy. If the souls, Bhagya Kram, they have good fortune, they look to Krishna. Some souls never enter material existence. The Tatastha is like a neutral place. Can see Bhagavan, but no realization. Because the Viraj, or the Tatastha, is neutral place. So no realization of the sweetness of Krishna, but can see. And no realization of the suffering of Maya. But some souls, by good fortune, look. Then they are taken by Yogamaya, the Antaranga Shakti, the internal potency of Krishna. She also covered the jiva. But this give Ashoka Abhay Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This form of Maya, the spiritual form of Maya, she gives Ashok freedom from lamentation and freedom from fear. It means she bestows Krishna's service. So a few years ago, Didi was saying, but no soul can go directly to Golok Vrindavan from even there. They have to, because Krishna Bhakti you get where? Love of Krishna where you get. These feelings are not there. Even in Vaikuntha, Gop Kumar went to Vaikuntha, but these feelings, this perfection of his mood, he could not attain in Vaikuntha. So what did Narad Muni said? Go back to the material world. Go back to Bhauma Vrindavan. Vrindavan in the material world. You go back there because what you're looking for, you can only get there. Right? You cannot get it even in Vaikuntha, what to speak of Christchurch. So Gopakumar had to go back to the earth planet, and there he, again doing Sankirtan. No more Gopal mantra there, because already achieved liberation. And there, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. By doing Sankirtan in Bhauma Vrindavan, he achieved his perfection. Then he went to Golok Vrindavan. So we had a big discussion about this, I remember many years. So Didi said even from that Tatastha region no one goes directly to Golok Vrindavan. Because that mood you cannot get there. So Yogamaya puts you in the place in this world where Krishna is doing his Leela. And then is the first meeting with Krishna, contact with the Nitya Siddhas. Then this mood comes. Then Gopakumar went. So, little subtle detail. So, two forms. One is the bad Maya, which puts you into measurement. I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. I am man, I am woman, I am happy, I am sad, I am wealthy, I am from good family, I am from bad family, right? She puts you into this Maya of measurement. But Yoga Maya also, Maya means to measure. So the infinite, absolute Padatattva, she makes into a measurable human-like form. Then you can also measure Krishna. Who is Krishna? Son of Nanda Baba. This is one like Upadi. One like, we are using material language, no, but this like limit Krishna. It makes Krishna measurable, approachable. No? Then one can enter the human-like pastimes of Krishna. Who is he? Krishna, the son of Nanda. Who is he? Krishna, the beloved of Radha. No? Where he lives, Vrindavan. Otherwise the Padatattva is infinite and all-pervading, unapproachable. But Maya makes Krishna so much approachable for the jiva. And the jiva is 1/10,000 the size of the tip of the hair, that is also unapproachable. So she also bestows upon the jiva also eternal form, eternal relationship, eternal seva. No? So one good Maya, one good Maya which gives seva, gives bliss, gives happiness, and brings Krishna in the hands of the devotee. And bad Maya, which covers the swarupa of the jiva, gives suffering, misery, and take you 1,000,000 miles away from Krishna. No? But everyone have to be under one Maya. No? Gurudev said, like mustard seeds on a knife, mustard seed cannot stay on the edge. The mustard seed must go this way, the mustard seed must go that way. No? So Tatastha is only in the beginning. But once you choose, no more tatastha. You choose Maya, you become covered by Maya. You choose Krishna Seva, covered by the Yogamaya, the spiritual potency.
In this world, we have that choice to serve Krishna or not to serve Krishna. So is that Ashta?
But once you choose, no more. That you've chosen, then no more independence.
Once you achieve perfection, but in the stage of devotion, choose to serve Krishna or choose not to serve Krishna.
Means once you come to this world and you're covered, then you're called Bada Jiva. Once you choose Krishna and go there, then Nitya Mukta, then eternally liberated. Ultimate sense. But once you choose, you cannot, Didi was saying, once you choose, you cannot be called Tatastha, because you're not Tatastha, you've chosen. In that sense, no? So we have to go here, or you have to go there, no? So Vaishnava Sangha makes us change of heart. Change of heart. In Vaishnava Sangha, that covering of Maya is removed, then one's own, again, oh, I am a servant of Krishna. No, I am a servant of Krishna. So, Mahamaya, we have too much experience. Many, many lifetimes. So this spiritual Maya, this Yoga Maya, we want to talk a little bit about this tonight. And so much is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Again and again she's mentioned. No? In Krishna Lila, in Ram Lila, in all Lila she's there. She has some seva, some form. Everywhere in all Bhagavan's Lilas. Like it's described. A little bit we talked about it in Tamal's place. Yogamaya also there in Ram Lila. No? Also there in the pastimes of Rukmini, especially. Rukmini was a young girl, and the great saint Narad Muni would visit her father's palace. Rukmini's father was named Rukmada. No? Rukmada. So Narad Muni would go to her father's place and always speak Krishna's name, form, qualities and pastimes. So Rukmini was a small girl. So she heard all Krishna's beauty and qualities. Then she decided, I will marry him and no one else. So by Sangha she decided. Then the time came, she came of age. Then father was thinking, I would also like to marry my daughter to Krishna. But problem was Rukmini's brother, what was his name? Rukmi. He was dead against Krishna. Why? Because he has too much friendship with Shishupal. Even a little bit of bad association can destroy. You can lose so much by just a moment's Sangha. Sometimes we talk of the power of pure devotee Sangha, but don't underestimate the power of bad association. No, even one moment bad association, you may lose many, many lifetimes of sadhan bhajan. Many, many lifetimes you can lose by just some bad association. So, Rukmi, the brother, no, my sister will marry Shishupal. Have you heard of Shishupal, Champak? Great demon. He hated Krishna. He hated Krishna on a level of fraternity because he was Krishna's cousin. So from birth he would criticize Krishna. From birth. When he was born deformed. I think it's something described like 5 arms and 3 eyes, some horrible child. So mother wanted to, because inauspicious child, but then voice came, no. Who holds your child and causes the deformity to go away, this person will also be the cause of your child's death. So the mother was placing the baby on the lap of everyone. And she placed on the lap of Krishna, who was... Thank you. She placed him on the lap of Krishna, the deformities went away, Shishupal became normal. Then she became so happy but so sad. Oh, Krishna will kill my son. So she begged Krishna, please Krishna, no matter what my son does, please never kill him. Then Krishna said, I will forgive him 100 times. So Shishupal knew that Krishna will be the cause of my death. Therefore, before he could even speak properly, he was criticizing Krishna. Krishna, bad. Krishna, no good. Before he could speak. Probably his first words were not Mama, Papa, it was Krishna. But no matter how much he criticized Krishna, he was always careful never to go over 100. He was always careful. You know, devotees have those little clickers. Probably had. They said he would wake up, criticize Krishna for half an hour, then brush his teeth. So when he would make a break in the offense, it would go back to 0. Then he'd criticize Krishna for another 45 minutes before breakfast. Then he eating something, the clock going back to 0. So he always, in the back of his mind, he always remembered this. Don't make more than 100 offenses. So that's why, anyway. That's why in the Raj Sabha of Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was so much absorbed in blaspheming Krishna. In Mahabharata you read, it's like 4 or 5 pages of abuse. He calls Krishna a bastard. Who are you, Krishna? You don't even know who is your father. Some say Basudeva, some say Nanda. Someone who doesn't know who their father is, who are they? So he criticized Krishna very badly. But Krishna happy because anyhow he's also touching Vrindavan. I heard Krishna stealing bread and rotis and butter from the poor Brijabasi. He's stealing cloth from the gopis. Some bad relationship that's there with the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj. So Krishna happy because men long time cannot hear any Braj Katha. But Shishupal that time so absorbed he forgot about the 100. But Krishna happily listening. So Krishna even 101, 102, Krishna gave him a few extras. And then when he was fully absorbed in Krishna, even he forgot, I am this body, what death, all these things, even he forgot, so much fully absorbed at that time. Then Krishna took off his head. If you bleed in a yagya, right? That's why ladies in there like menstrual cycle cannot serve the deities because blood. But anyone who have any cut, any man who have any cut, he also cannot serve the deities, right? Like if you cut yourself cooking, you cannot cook anymore. Finished, right? They have that in ISKCON too, right? Anyway. Anyone cut their finger or anything, they cannot be pujaris or anything because blood is there. No? If you cut yourself, you cannot cook anything because blood is there. No? Non-vegetarian. So Shishupal was so envious of Krishna, even if his head was cut off, he was trying to squeeze a bit of blood out to spoil the yagya of Yudhishthira. But the Sudarshan Chakra had cut his head off in such a way no blood was there. So Shishupal died disappointed. So anyway, what it may be, so Rukmi wanted, my sister will marry this fellow. Then how Rukmini felt sad, disappointed. So she wrote one love letter, 14 verses. Hey Bhuvanasunda, who is that intelligent girl when she comes of age would marry a bag of stool and urine called a husband? Only that girl who never heard your glories, who never tasted your sweetness by hearing. That woman would marry a bag of stool called husband. Then many things she wrote. Even she wrote, if you want to kidnap me, Krishna, but you're worried about killing my relatives, then there's a plan. All the plans she gave. When I come out of the temple of Durga, that time I will not be with family members, you will kidnap me very easily. Actually, that is Yogamaya. Name is written Durga because this is human-like pastimes. Right? They are not thinking Krishna is Bhagavan, I will worship Yogamaya, and not like Sadak. So human-like Leela. So she was worshipping Durga, Yogamaya it described. Before this was family tradition of Rukmini. So while she was worshipping, oh Yogamaya, give me a relation, let me marry this Krishna, let me marry the son of Vasudeva, let me marry Dwarkadish. With this intention she was worshipping very carefully Yogamaya. Then voice came from the deity, all your desires will be fulfilled. All desires will be fulfilled. No? So there Yogamaya also described there in the pastimes of Rukmini. No? And when she came out, because she's so happy, because confirmed the voice, all your desire will be fulfilled. So when she came out of the temple, she's so happy, so blissful, so she knows Krishna will take me. She displayed all her beauty for Krishna. And Sukadeva Goswami had the thin waist of Rukmini, her teeth like, describes, her lips like rubies, like this, all nicely described. So all her youthful beauty she showed for Krishna's enjoyment. And Rukmini is Krishna's own internal potency. Internal potency. Krishna and Rukmini is not different. Rukmini is like Dwakadish, Krishna's soul, Atma. Shakti, Shakti, Matorabhed. No difference there. So all her beauty, everything she has is for Krishna. But all the audience, all the kings, the soldiers, the friends of Shishupal, when they saw Rukmini, what happened to them? Haripriya. What happened to them? When all the soldiers who were guarding to make sure Krishna Balaram would not come, when they still saw Rukmini, what happened? So beautiful they fell unconscious. So much lust. So one time I said to Gurudev, Gurudev, these old guys saw Rukmini, they fell unconscious with love. Imagine Radharani 1,000 times more beautiful even than Rukmini. What would happen if we saw her? Then Gurudev laughed. That's why no one can see Radharani with anatas. If you see Radharani but not proper devotional mood, she is to be served. Instead, she is to be enjoyed. What would happen? Some disturbance would be there. Like in Gurudev's German festival, there was one German who said, I saw Radharani's belly button in meditation. And Gurudev speaking about this for 3 days. What is this? Rubbish. Stupid. Even Brahma cannot see the toenails of Radhika, but he saw Radharani's belly button. Foolish thing. So, so beautiful. They felt so much lust, they fell unconscious. Imagine. So that time Krishna had come from Dwarka. Rukmini had sent one letter in the hands of one Brahmin. So, when Krishna saw the Brahmin, welcome. Krishna massaged his feet, gave him a seat. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? So after serving him then Krishna asked, Brahman, you must have come here with some purpose. If it's okay, if you think it's appropriate, you may tell me what is your purpose in coming. Then he gave the letter to Rukmini. Then Krishna said, as Rukmini is thinking of me day and night, I am also thinking of her day and night. So this is the function of Yogamaya. Join Krishna. This bring loving feelings in the heart of Krishna. And also loving feelings in the heart of devotee. These both feelings are both made by Yogamaya. Otherwise Krishna is like the super soul. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, no one is dear to me, no one is my friend, no one is related to me. Atma, how can you make friendship with someone who is Atmaram, who have nothing to gain from anyone, and who is Aptakam, who have no desire? How can you make friends with them? It's impossible. So Yogamaya generate these feelings in the heart of Krishna, and Yogamaya generate these feelings in the heart of devotee, like Gurudev said, like cement joins 2 bricks. This cement is Yogamaya. So when Krishna heard that, even without telling Balaram, he got his chariot and raced to the city of Rukmini. Balaram came a little later. Where's Kanaya gone? He put 2 and 2 together. The Brahmin came with some love. Oh my God. So Balaram collected the army and came late. But Krishna could not wait, because Rukmini said, if the dog should not take what is meant for the lion. I am meant only for you, Krishna. So if you see some defect in me, you do not accept me, then I will give up this body. I will take birth again as Rukmini. Again I will do austerities. Again and again I will give up hundreds of births. Hundreds of bodies I will give up until I am qualified to attain your lotus feet. So Krishna was fearful. If I go late, then Rukmini gone, finished. So Krishna raced there without even waiting for Balaram, without waiting for the army. And when the army was unconscious by Rukmini, then Krishna came and took her on the chariot and raced off. Then Rukmini became very angry. You guys, wake up! No, Maharaj says, because everyone actually, not everyone in the city was agreeing with the king's demands. So the ordinary citizens who were not demonic, they were praying, oh Bhagavan, if we have any security from Guru Seva, we have any security from Ekadasi, we have any security, all our security we give to Rukmini, that she may have enough security to marry Krishna. So all the citizens were also too much wanting Krishna to marry Rukmini. No? Only the demons were bewildered and angry by that. So when Rukmini saw all Krishna had achieved the impossible, surrounded by millions of soldiers, Krishna had kidnapped Rukmini without killing anyone, without any bodily harm to any family members. Then Rukmini became so angry. Like a mad person, he chased Krishna. And as he chased Krishna, he abused him. You low-class fellow. You are like the crow who steals the ghee meant for the yajna. My sister is meant only for Shishupal, and you are like a crow. So turn around and fight. I will put you to rest very nicely on a bed of arrows, and I will take your life, because you are a fool, a low-class fellow. He abused Krishna like that. But Saraswati, the goddess of learning, never tolerate this. So his words came out in another way. Krishna, I am a fool and low-class fellow. I am like the crow who trying to steal the ghee which is meant for the yajna, for the service of Vishnu. Then he said, I know my sister is meant for you and you only. She is meant for no one else. I know very soon you will be lying on a flower bed with my sister. There's nothing I can do about it. So some other meaning came from his mouth. Because the goddess of learning never tolerate like this, some absidanta, some wrong thing. So he attacked Krishna. Krishna became angry. So he broke all his weapons, the weapons of Rukmini. He took his sword, was about to cut off the head of Shishupal, of Rukmini. That time Balaram came, no, don't kill the brother-in-law. This is very inauspicious. No? Especially in Indian culture, if you marry a girl, then the brother of the girl, he becomes like a joke whole life. It's a joke. Because, shut up, I'm with your sister, what can you do? It's like a very funny relationship with the brother-in-law. So Balaram said, already he's your brother-in-law, means that position already you have to accept. So do not take his life, do not kill him. In an auspicious day of your marriage, don't make an auspicious thing inauspicious by taking his life. So instead Krishna took his sword and gave him some haircut, left some beard here, some sika here, and did not take his life. But Rukmini had vowed, I will never return to the city without my sister. So anyway, afterwards he was killed by Balaram. Right? There was a gambling match. Rukmini and Balaram were gambling. Some drink was there. So Balaram lost the bet, 100 gold coins, and Balaram lost. And Rukmini, he started laughing. Hey, this gambling is for the royal family, not like the low-class coward men like you, who spend your life drinking the water from these dirty ditches and pukurs. We are the royal family. This is for you, not for you. This gambling is not for you. Then Balaram became angry, but not said anything, but he quadrupled the bet. Like some huge amount of gold coins, Balaram bet like 10 million. Then Rukmini threw the dice. Actually, Balaram won, but Rukmini cheated. I have won. But he was lying. Then Balaram made some huge, insane bet, like 10 quadrillion gold coins. Rukmini again threw the dice. Again he cheated. Even though he lost, I have won. Then Balaram became very angry. He took his club and killed him. So, the point is that marriage was performed. They went back to Dwarka. Then Rukmini's father, very happy, he sent so many gifts and donations to Krishna. That was the first marriage of Krishna. Right? After he'd married 16,107 more. But Rukmini was the first. So how she attained Krishna? Only by the mercy of Yogamaya. No. Also we see before the war, before the Mahabharata war, Krishna ordered Arjuna to worship Durga. Because Durga is the goddess of destruction. So it's also mentioned there in the Mahabharata. Arjuna worshipped also Durga for success before the war of Mahabharata. No? We were telling yesterday when we were in Tamal's place, also Sita was also worshipping one form of Yogamaya, no, to get Ram as her husband. So anyone who had any success in bhakti had success only by the grace of Yogamaya. No? Without her mercy, no one can attain Krishna. No? She is Krishna's anuchari. Even though Krishna has given her such a position that she can cover Krishna and cover the devotee. Madhusudana Maharaj says, if Yogamaya wanted, she could just make Krishna think you are just some baby, the son of Yasoda, and Yogamaya could become Bhagavan. But Krishna has so much faith in Yogamaya because she is not like us, the Tatastha Jiva, who will misuse their independence. The Antaranga Shakti, the internal potencies, never misuse their position. So Krishna has so much faith in her. She covers even Krishna. That time when Madhya Yasoda is angry, no, that time Krishna, forget, I am Bhagavan. And what does Krishna think? I am the son of Yasoda. I am the son of Nanda. I am 3 years old. I have been very naughty. Now I'm in big trouble. So these feelings come in Krishna's heart. Krishna forgets I'm Bhagavan. Otherwise he cannot do these leelas. And if Krishna was feeling he is Bhagavan, there would be no taste in these leelas. No? So Yogamaya gave an extraordinary taste to Krishna. Like yesterday we were reading in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kabi Milan, Kabi na Milan, Devara Karan. Kaviraj Goswami says, sometimes I meet the gopis, sometimes I cannot meet. Devara Karan, that is the working of providence. Providence here means Yogamaya. So Yogamaya is also known as the Leela Shakti. The Leela Shakti. She arranged all the Leelas, all the pastimes of Krishna. So she has such an important place. You know, such an important place. Therefore, she is so much important. Radharani has given all Vrindavan in charge of Yogamaya. Samasta Vaikunta Siromani Sri Krishnasya Vrindavana Damna Damni Dadadikara Vrishabhanu Putred Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam. Actually, Vrindavan is manifested by Radhika. Samasta Vaikunta Siromani Sri. Vrindavan is the topmost of all the Vaikunta planets. Unlimited opulence, unlimited sweetness in Vrindavan. Why? Because it comes from Radhika. And Radharani has given this Golok fully in charge of Yogamaya. Therefore, another name of Golok is Vrindavan, the forest of Vrinda. Means Vrinda Devi Yogamaya in full charge of all that. So, without the mercy of Yogamaya, no one can enter Vrindavan, no one can meet the Vaishnavas without her mercy. No? Because the Vaishnavas are also unlimited tattva, but Yogamaya brings them so close to us. No? She brings us so close. So, meeting Guru Vaishnava, relation with Guru Vaishnava, who makes all this possible? Haripriya. Yogamaya. Therefore, Yogamaya, if someone has some feeling of Bahirmukata, some opposition to Bhagavan, then Mahamaya covers them, keeps them far away from pure Vaishnava Sangha. So one is always anukul, always have a mood of seva, then Yogamaya always give that person association of pure devotees. Therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he prayed, no? Vaishnav charana bina bhavapara niskapat hoya mata chao morapan. If someone surrenders to Yogamaya without duplicity, no, Vaishnav Vishwas Bridi Hoik Pratikshan. She'll increase your faith in Guru Vaishnavas every second, every moment. You know? Who gives this faith in Guru Vaishnava? That is Yogamaya. You know? And Vaishnav Charana Bena Bhava Parapa Bhakati Vinoda Nare Hoye Beapa. Without taking shelter of the Vaishnavas, there is no chance of crossing material existence. No? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur very strongly saying, I catch very firmly the feet of Yogamaya, because Vaishnava is the key. Bhakti, how come to us? These feelings of love for Krishna, how it comes to us? Through Vaishnava Sangha, through Gurudev Sangha. So without Yogamaya, you cannot meet Guru Vaishnava. Without Yogamaya's mercy, you cannot make a relation with Guru Vaishnava. No? Without Yogamaya's mercy, you cannot keep in Sangha with them. You will be detached and cast out. No? So Yogamaya is the root, even in this world, of all good fortune. No? So we cannot neglect. No? She is also mentioned there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. No? That we were saying, 3 types of souls. The Nitya Siddhas and the Nitya Baddhas, the eternally conditioned, or more correctly, Anadi Baddha. They're bound since time without beginning. Means when the soul fell, you cannot say. Because the fall down of the soul is beyond material time. So that's why it's called Anadi. So those who always forget Krishna, those who always remembered, and there's a 3rd type of jiva, who Baddha Mukta, who was conditioned by Maya but now became liberated. So 3 types of souls. Siddhas also 3 types. Nitya Siddha, Kripa Siddha, and Sadhana Siddha. 3 types of perfected souls. Those who are always perfect, those who achieve perfection by spiritual practice, Sadhana Siddha, and those who achieve perfection just by mercy, Kripa Siddha. We are hoping for the Kripa Siddha, but you should not rely on it. But no, like if a student thinks, I won't study, I won't do an exam, but maybe I'll get the honor, what's it called? Honorary degree. Maybe. But still you should go to class and practice like that. No? So we are just hoping for some mercy. But we should also do some sadhana. No? But we should not think, by my sadhana I will attain that. No? So anyhow, some souls who were bound, but by association of pure Vaishnava, hearing Katha, Anata Nivritti Nishta Ruchi, Asakti, they reach the stage of bhav in this world. No? Even the stage of bhav is still considered conditioned soul. All this is all in Chaitanya Shikshamrita. Even the stage of bhav is considered conditioned soul. No? That time, because you cannot achieve prema in this body, no? Because this is a material body. No? So, Yogamaya transfers that soul who has achieved that state. She transfers them to the pastimes of Krishna in some universe. They are called sadhana siddhas. No? They still not met Krishna. So there were many young gopis, many different souls took birth as Braja gopis. Especially there's one beautiful book, it's called Garga Samhita. Beautiful book, written by Gargacharya. No? Here's the astrologer who gave the names of Krishna and Balaram, Gargacharya. So in that book is described how many different souls became Braja gopis. Already many of these you must have heard. No? Like there were some sadhus in Dantakaranya forest. They were chanting Gopal mantra. When they saw Rama in the forest, then they became so much attracted. We want to serve you like wives. Ram said, that will not be possible in this Leela, because I am Ekapati Brat. I accept only one wife. But I bless you. Next pastimes, you will achieve me. So those sages of Dantakaranya, they're called the Rishichari gopis. They took birth as Braja gopis. Some were the Shruticharis, personified Vedas. When they heard the sweetness of Radha Krishna's pastimes, they developed a desire to also attain this gopi bhav. So they also took birth as gopis. Right, Haripriya? It's called Naibal. Shrutichari, Rishichari. No. When Matsya Avatar appeared in the ocean, then Varuna, the god of the ocean, had many daughters. When they saw the beauty of Matsya Avatar, they also, in their heart, awoken, we also want to marry him. Because Matsya Avatar, fish incarnation, is so beautiful. Like Gurudev went to Hawaii, he went whale watching. Then one sannyasi was criticizing Gurudev. Why Gurudev going whale watching? This is not the line of Rupa Goswami. Then Gurudev that night gave a class, how beautiful is Matsyavatar? Right? We are seeing the whale, but what Gurudev is thinking, that's another thing. We always think him and me must be something the same. Like Madhusudana Maharaj gives example. The moon reflects in the ocean. And the sardine, he thinks, moon is a bit like me. He's also shining, he's also moving. But where is the ocean and where is the fish? No? So sometimes we think Guru Vaishnava like me, but no. Where are they? Where are we? No? So, those daughters of Varuna saw the beauty of Matsyavatar. We want him as a husband. Matsya said, not possible. Next life. So those daughters of Varuna, the god of the ocean, took birth as Braja Gopis. When Ananta Shesh, who holds the universes on his head like mustard seed, he also so beautiful. So in the lower planetary systems, there's the Nagas. They illuminate the lower planetary systems by the jewels on their heads. So when the Nagakanyas, the daughters of those Nagas, when they saw Anantashesh, king of snakes, they fell in love with him. We want to be your husband. No, not possible. But I bless you, come in Braj Leela. So those Nagakanyas, the wives of the daughters of the snakes, took birth as beloveds of Balaram. Because Balaram is the original Anantashesh. Krishna has his gopis, Balaram has his gopis. This way many, many, many different devotees. When we were hearing on Tamal's place, when Sita married Ram, then Sita had many girlfriends. We also want to marry him. Sorry. Next life. So the Sahelis, the Sakis of Janaki Nandini, they also took birth as Braja Gopis. Many, many, many ways. Many, many different devotees took birth as young gopis. So they had feelings of attraction to Krishna, but how will they meet? Who will arrange? Yogamaya arranged. No? So in Braj Leela, Yogamaya have the form of Purnamasi Devi. She wears saffron sari. She have white hair. She's an older lady, like Sadak, Sadhavi they call, Sadhu, Lady Sadhu. No? So when she came to Braj, then all Brijabasi feel so much faith to her. So Nanda Baba and everyone requested, please you live here, and do bhajan. So the Brijabasis built her one leaf hut near Nandagan, and she's there chanting Harinam. So she's the guru of all Vrindavan. Her word is final word. Therefore Maharaj explained, when Krishna Lila have some big obstacle, then Yogamaya always steps in to adjust everything. She keeps everything in balance, because it's no easy thing. The Aishwarya Madhurya, there's always a little conflict. How to balance everything? Krishna has so much Aishwarya. How to keep Krishna's unlimited Aishwarya in place as not to disturb the Nala Lila. And if Nala Lila become too much prominent, then it's become like ordinary pastimes. So Yogamaya, she balanced this. How Krishna Lila always go on in a smooth way. Like when Madhya Soda saw in the mouth of Krishna all the universes. What is this? Who am I? How could Krishna be my son? This boy have unlimited opulence, and who am I? Just have a few hundred cows I take care of. So Madhya Soda started thinking, this cannot be my son. My son is not God. So when that happened, then this pastime means begins to go out of balance, because Madhya Soda, seeing the opulence of Krishna, her Vatsali became a little shrunken, momentarily. So this is an example when Yogamaya come in personally. No. And she adjusts the lila. Next minute she thinks, what was I seeing? Oh, that must have been one ghost. So this whole Yogamaya do all these things like magic. How to keep everything favorable for Krishna's mood. No? The impossible possible. So she is so powerful, the Guru of Braj. Even Radha Krishna, they see Purnamasi, they do pranams. What she ordered, that will happen. No? Like Radha Krishna were going to be married. Everything was set, because Mother Yasoda have so much desire. There's no girl like Radhika. If my Krishna could marry Radhika, how happy. Therefore, when you get married in India, they put turmeric on your hands and face. No? So Mother Yasoda was so enthusiastic, no? Because she see all Radharani's qualities. So she took Radharani's hand and rubs him. He says, illegal. Because Mother Yasoda have no business in this. This have to be decided by Vrishabhanu Maharaj, Nanda Maharaj, everyone. Without doing anything illegally, she put the turmeric on Radhika's hand. So everything, and also Vrishabhanu Maharaj have so much desire. No, he also feels so much affection for Krishna. Everything was set for the marriage of Radha Krishna, but then Yogamaya realized if Radha Krishna are married, what's the difference? Then Braj will become like Dwarka. Braj will become like Vaikuntha. No difference. So Yogamaya stopped. No. Radharani have very inauspicious chart for marriage with this boy. Their charts are too much conflict. If Radharani marries Krishna, then Krishna will die early death. Like this, something she said. Mongolic it's called, Mongolic. Like the girl is inauspicious. Not that she's inauspicious, but the matching is inauspicious. No? Like if some girl's chart is very inauspicious for marriage with a particular boy, then they marry the girl first to a tree. So the tree gets all the karma of the bad marriage, then she marries the boy. Like this, they do something, arrangement. Yes. Like Mathuranath was the tree. Anyway, Yogamaya do all this. No, don't marry. No, a very inauspicious match. This astrology is not matching. Radharani should marry this. What's his name? Abhimanyu Ghosh. That is good marriage. And what Yogamaya say, everyone have to bow. Everyone have to accept. So how these young girls will get a chance to meet Krishna? That is impossible. So Yogamaya interrupt. She said, if these young girls, they worship Katyayani Devi, they will definitely get the best husband, the great husband. And what parent does not want their daughter to, hey, where's Chandra? What's she doing? Where is she? She hasn't come one class. No? Anyway, so if these girls worship Katyayani Devi, they'll get very good husband. And what parent does not want their daughter to get good husband? Everyone wants them. So therefore, because Purnamasi has ordered, no one give any objection. Because Purnamasi have ordered. Purnamasi has given blessing. No? So she opened the door and she gave all the young gopis one mantra, Katyayani Mahamai, Mahayogini Adishri, Nanda Gopa Sutta Devi, Gurute Pataye Namaha. No? I worship Katyayani. She is Mahamaya. Yogeshwari, she have unlimited mystic power. Means the impossible she can make possible. So they would pray, O Katyayani Devi, Nanda Gopa Sutta Devi. O Devi, we want to marry Nanda Gopa Sutta, the son of the king of Braj. Kurute Pataye Namaha. We want him as our husbands, we give pranams to. This was the mantra. So all young girls, young Braja Gopis went because Purnamasi has ordered. The month after Kartik cold is coming. So the month after Kartik, that is called Katyayani, they say. I forget the real name. So all young girls began doing austerities, no? And 1 month, no mustard oil, like we are doing. No mustard oil, no nice eating, no oil massages, no oil on the hair, so their hair became dry, their skin became like little rough, no? They're taking cold bath, doing austerities, no? So they became very thin. All the parents became so much worried. Our young girls doing so hard austerities, but inside these young girls feel so much bliss, so much happiness, no? And they made a murti out of Devi, Katyayani Devi, out of sand, and every day they are worshipping. As the month increased, their attraction to Krishna became so much strong. You know? So, at the end of the month, then how Krishna will fulfill their desires? At the end of the month, the Sadhan Siddha Gopis invited the Nitya Siddhas like Lalita, Radharani, Vishaka, Champaklata, all these. They're the Nitya Siddhas. They can attract Krishna. So Guru Maharaj said, only because of the presence of the Nitya Siddhas, then the Sadhan Siddhas also achieve perfection, because they're little anugatya of the perfected souls. So Krishna went there, we won't tell everything, but you know what happened. And how all their desires were fulfilled, that is by Yogamaya. So many pastimes in the Srimad Bhagavatam, you see, she's mentioned again and again. There are some devotees who now, even today, they try to perform Yogamaya, the same Katyani Vrat. Brahmananda Prabhu. Guru Maharaj tell them 100 times, don't do this. He directly told them. But they don't care anything about Gurudev, because now they are Guru, right? Who will stop them? How many times Gurudev told, don't do this. This is not in, no Guru Varga have done this thing. Why? Because this is just imitation. Imitation. Imitation, you cannot get the same result by imitating. Because you may do all your thing, you may do your worship, but where is the presence of the Nitya Siddha Gopis? Without that, everything you do is like useless. Not that Guru Varga have banned the worship of Purnamasi, Yogamaya, but not in that form. That is not for us. We are sadhaks, we are not siddhas. Therefore, Guru Varga, if we want to worship Yogamaya, which form we should worship? In the form of Tulsi. That form is digestible for us. That form is appropriate for the sadhaks. We should not imitate. Like Gurudev would tell, there was Sankaracharya. He could see all these disciples, they also had little thinking, we are like Gurudev, we are same. So one day he was walking, they came to one blacksmith, and the blacksmith had some molten metal he was heating. Sankaracharya picked it up and drank it. And he said, come on boys, one glass for you as well. They all become afraid, and he said, don't imitate. Unless you are that category, that standard, imitation will not give the result. Like Trivikram Maharaj said, it is foolish for us to imitate the bhajan of Raghunath Goswami if we are not of his standard. We should do bhajan according to our adhikar, according to our present standard, then there is no disturbance. But we try to imitate above our standard or below our standard, recessory. If we go below the standard that we should be, we'll be degraded. But if we try to artificially jump to some high standard, if we are not that standard, we will also be degraded. So, Guru Varga have not banned the worship of Katyani, not banned the worship of Yogamaya, but in which way? In the form of Vrinda Devi. The form of Vrinda Devi. So Yogamaya is the root. She is the original form. And Yogamaya have one expansion in the form of Vrinda Devi, especially for Nikunja Lila. Because Purnamasi is a little old. She have no, how do we say properly, she have no proper form for this type of seva. So she take another form in the form of Vrinda Devi. Beautiful young Kishori, and in that form she does all seva of Radha Krishna. So every morning you have Tulsi at home? Why not? You live in the van. You have no other house.
Well, my house is not. I have.
Okay, anyway, if you can somehow keep a picture, but try to keep little Tulsi.
I'm trying to grow it now.
In some 8-mile radius of Tulsi, that place is like considered no different from Vaikuntha. So powerful. So when Gurudev gives us initiation, what he gives us? 3 stands of Tulsi. Gurudev would say, 3 is, Bhaman Maharaj give many explanations why 3 strands. Because we are above Sattva, Raja, Tama. Sevak, Sevya and Seva, the worshipful deity, the servant and the act of service. Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojan, many explanations. Therefore, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas always wear 3 strands. Some Sahajas wear 1 or 2, but Gaudiya Vaishnavas always wear 3. So Gurudev gives us this. No? Means this is your registration. Gogamaj said, license for the dog. Unlicensed dog, what happens to him? He's captured, shot, killed, kicked. But licensed dog, no one can do anything. So we don't mind being dogs, but we do not wish to be unregistered dogs. No? So, therefore Gurudev registers us by giving us this. No? Also our chanting mala also should be Tulsi. If you touch Tulsi, you get so much security, so much purity. No? So 7 ways to worship Tulsi Vrinda Devi. 7 ways to worship. By seeing, by thinking, by touching, by bowing, by offering water, by offering prayers, and by planting seed. I think 7 ways of worshipping Tulsi Devi. No? By this we become purified, and because Guru Krishna cannot neglect Vrinda's seva. How much she arranging in the spiritual world? No? All seasons, all pastime places, everything she arranging from top to bottom. Birds singing this time, monkeys doing this, deer doing this, everything she arranged. No? So Guru Maharaj says she do so much seva for Krishna. Krishna feels so much indebted to her. Even if you have nothing, but you just offer one tulsi leaf, then Krishna accepts everything. Krishna is so much controlled by Vrinda Devi's service. No? Sarva, what is it? No? Tulsi dalana matrina, jalasa chakravaniva. Krishna is purchased just by anyone who offers a tulsi leaf. Krishna becomes their property. Like at Vaitacharya, how he captured Bhagavan, Haripriya. At Vaitacharya, how he brought the Lord to this world. With tulsi leaf. No? Then Krishna become controlled by that. No? So Savatyagi Krishna Tavapatra Manjari Vilasi. Even you offer 56 preparations to Krishna but no tulsi leaf, Krishna never accept. But you offer tulsi leaf with no 56 preparations, just tulsi, Krishna take it. No? So therefore Krishna have always 4 forms in this world. 4 forms. The Bhagavatam, the Shalagram, the Bhagavatam, the Shalagram, Tulsi, and the Vaishnav. These are considered 4 forms of Bhagavan. No? So, anyway, the deity form is there, but deity needs to be installed. Otherwise, Bhagavan is not there. But these 4 forms, Bhagavan always there. Tulsi Devi, Bhagavatam, Shalagram, and Vaishnav. Krishna always in these 4 forms. No? So, who is that person who would neglect the worship of Vrinda Devi? No? So whenever you leave Vrindavan, Didi always says, bow to Vrinda Devi, that she will let you back again. She will again accept you, give you some place. No? So she is too much important, therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur made this nice Yogamaya Kirtan. Every morning we sing there, every morning. No? Any questions there, Haripriya? Nothing? Satisfied? Ooh. Well, different devotees have different opinions, and even Gurudev said different things at different times. No? Gurudev would say, before in the early days, Gurudev would speak, even in Swarga, the heavenly planets, there's no conception of sinful life, like grandmother, daughter. That is not in his wife, his wife. No, that feeling is not there. No? Like when Arjuna. Arjuna went to heavenly planets to attain the weapons of the demigods. Then Indra took him there in the same body. This is generally impossible, but for Arjuna it was possible, because Indra was his father. So when he was there, Then Urvasi was dancing. Urvasi is considered the best of the heavenly girls. Urvasi is the manifestation of Narayan Rishi. When Narayan Rishi were doing meditation, and Indra came there to distract them by sending many girls from the heavenly planets. Then Narayan Rishi smiled, and from his thigh he manifested other celestial girls who were a million times more beautiful than these girls. These girls, they were so beautiful they made Miss Universe look like an orangutan. So when Indra saw the beauty of these girls produced from the thigh of Narayan, he hanged his head in shame. No? So Urvasi means come from the thigh, no? If I'm not mistaken. So Urvasi was dancing the heavenly planets, and Arjuna was looking at her. And she also looking at Arjuna, how handsome, no? Krishna's devotee. So she became pierced with love for Arjuna. So she went to him in the middle of the night, knock, knock, knock. It's not Domino's Pizzas, who is it? She said, I am mad, I cannot live without you, please accept me. Arjuna said, not possible. Why? Why saw you looking at me? He said, I was looking because I heard in my dynasty, the Kuru dynasty, Purusravas Maharaj also had a love affair with Urvasi. So you were like my mother, no? Because my forefather's wife. So I was thinking, this is my mother Urvasi, how wonderful how many qualities she has. In this way I was looking at her. And Urvasi said, come on, man, this is heaven. Yeah. So even if I was your mother, there would be no fault at all. But Arjuna refused to accept. So she became angry and cursed him to become a eunuch. Anyway, that's another story. So even in heaven there's no rules, brother's wife, all that, no. So Gurudev used to speak in one sense. So Krishna dances, Balaram dances with the beloveds of Krishna, there is no fault there. No? When I was young, then Gurudev would always make me speak on Baladev Purnima. So when I finished my speech, I asked Gurudev a question. Gurudev, in front of everyone, Guru, how Balaram can possibly dance with the beloveds of Krishna? This is a bit like Rasabas, no? And Guru Maharaj just said, your question is illegal. No answer. No? So anyway, whatever it may be, that cannot be neglected. But really, how Balaram will touch the property of Krishna. Balaram is the original guru, no? He knows nicely what is for the enjoyment of Krishna. So acharyas have said Balaram has his own set of gopis. No, which gopis? These ones, the daughters of the celestial snakes. So they took initiation into Sankarshan mantra. And they were chanting Sankarshan mantra with the intention of attaining Balaram as their beloved. So when Krishna was doing Ras Leela, they were too young. Also, they had not too much interest in Krishna. They want to accept Baladev, no? Because even though Baladev is Ashray Tattva, he's devotee, but Balaram is also Bhagavan. So Balaram, Maharaj says, Balaram can eat off both plates, Bhagavan plate and devotee plate. So Balaram also has his own set of beloveds. He also has his own mother and father. No? Rohini and Nanda, I guess, Rohini and Vasudeva. He have his own parents. He have his own beloveds, his own gopis. He have his own group of friends, like Sridham, they're on Balaram's party. He have his own dasas, he have his own servants. So he's also tasting all that like Krishna is tasting. Because Bhagavan, but he also, I am das of Krishna, he feels. No? So some gopis could not be with Krishna, but also they too much like Baladev. So when Baladev returned, Baladev became angry. Why Krishna was not going to Braj? Every time Balaram was saying, come, come, Krishna would give some excuse. You know? I remember one time Gurudev for like 2 weeks in Mathura, he explained why Krishna not went back to Mathura. Back from Mathura to Vrindavan. I cannot remember too much of it. But if Krishna came back to Vrindavan and all demons understand this is the most dear place of Krishna, they would attack. There's no army to protect Vrindavan. That would give so much disturbance to the Brijabasis. If Krishna returned, he also could not pacify them. No? Guru Maharaj gives an example. If you take some water, if you put your hand in water, and that water on your hand you throw in a fire, the fire roars, it explodes. So if Krishna went back for just a short time before finishing all his work in Mathura, then the Brijavasi's pain would only increase. It would not decrease. Also, Vidaha, Vipralambha is one taste. If he goes that will be disturbed. Number 4, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan anyway. And many points are there. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Balaram, so much affection for the Brijavasi, he gave up even Krishna to go there. So much kind. And when all Brijavasi felt Balaram has come back, then they feel so much relief from their separation. Because Balaram, I guess he's Krishna. No? So it described on the moonlight of Chaitra, that's like April, that's when I took Diksha, that full moon, no? Baladev. No? Then Balaram dancing with which gopis? His gopis. We have heard like that, with his gopis. No? And the gopis of Krishna are watching. And to pacify them, Balaram manifested that black form. For their satisfaction, their happiness. So they saw that, they also felt some happiness, some pacification. That is my understanding. Different people say different things. All is possible in Krishna Lila. Baladev, yes. So Baladev very powerful. He is the Guru of Braj. He is the presiding god of Sandhini, existence potency. So we come from him. His manifestation is Mahavishnu, we come from him. So Baladev Prabhu ki jai. Yes.
Jesus falls, he may see the spiritual world, but there's no taste of it.
No taste, no experience.
And also no experience of material. No taste
Yes.
of material. So it's not like he sees, oh, there's Krishna, there's a spiritual world, oh, it's so happy.
Let me go. No.
There's a material world, let me enjoy it.
That would disturb his independence. No? So one time one devotee asked, but Gurudev, this is like, there's 2 glass cases. One's got a chocolate cake there and another's got a chocolate cake there, but one is poison, but you don't know which. Then it's just like a flip of a coin, like chance, this or that. And Guru Maharaj said, no, it's not like that at all. And Gurudev gave an example. Imagine Harikanta left his wallet here. And you see his wallet there on the table. What's the first impulse? I'll empty it out and post it to Harikanta, his mailbox. If the first impulse is to pick it up and steal, even though you don't do it, still the first impulse is there. So even though you cannot say it's complete chance, still something impels you to go this side. A little difficult to understand, but this is all achintya, inconceivable. Inconceivable.
It's good to have that clarified because a lot of devotees say, oh, the Jesus is attracted to Krishna, or the Jesus control, let me go there, let me be in control.
Enjoy, yeah. But something is there which, that first thought is there.
It's not the dominated desire, because compassion is not like they don't have no experience in the spiritual, they don't experience.
But still something is there which impels you to go either here or there. Something is impelling you. Tika. Any questions more? Hare Krishna? Oh. Anything, Sri? When was the last time you had one? Huh? When you went outside, you had a puff? Oh, really? So 5 days. If you've done 5 days, you can do a whole life. Easy. Good on you. Good on you. So nicotine is more addictive than heroin. I've heard like that. Don't go on heroin? Hare Krishna. Hare, yes, so this is very important, especially faith in Vaishnava. This also come by Yogamaya. This also come. Not easy thing, no? How Bhagavan takes us away from him by causing doubt in the heart, no? Causing doubt in the heart. So we pray to Yogamaya, pray to Vrinda Devi, always give that faith. It should always be increasing. No? No. Because you may have Sakriti, but then if you make offense, that becomes covered. No? Like people have so much Sakriti. They met Gurudev, they took initiation, but some offense, it becomes covered, they lose faith. They cannot believe in any Vaishnava.
So, difference between bhakti Sakriti and
Normal
normal Sakriti?
Sakriti is just material Sakriti, and it gives material result.
Bhakti Sakriti is just manifestation from Yogamaya, or just
No, when that Sakriti is strong, then Yogamaya make the connection with sadhu. No? When Sakriti is strong, many people saw Gurudev, but how many actually surrendered their life to him? In the airport, Gurudev's walking through the airport, millions of people see him. How many come and offer their lives to him? No. Sakriti is, I guess some intimate relation must be there between Sakriti and Yogamaya. You have enough Sakriti, you can meet sadhu, then Yogamaya make that relation. How Gurudev make relation with us? That is through Yogamaya. He prayed to Krishna, accept him. Because if sadhu accepts you, Krishna accepts you. So sadhu give, yes, I accept, then Yogamaya gives shelter to that person. I think like that.
So they have enough Sakriti to meet the Vaishnava, but not enough Sakriti to actually surrender them.
Need some also, some mercy of the sadhu. Sakriti is one thing, but mercy must be there. So many people come to Gurudev, but some aparad that they become covered, they go away again. Like they ask Gokmaj, if they, how come they can recognize Prabhupada but cannot recognize another sadhu? Gokmaj said that means they never recognize Prabhupada. Who is he really? Not that real understanding, that real sambandha is not there. I remember when Gurudev first came on these tours, he would say, people would say, what about this, Maharaj who fell down? What about that Maharaj who fell down? They did so much seva to Prabhupada. And I remember Gurudev used to say, they never did seva 1 second, 1 moment. They didn't do service for 1 moment. I remember. I was stunned, Yes. People have Sakriti, but then you make offense, you lose everything. You lose everything. Everything becomes covered. Covered means lost. Covered means lost. People have Sakriti, but some foolish aparad they do, then they lose everything. Like Didi always says, what causes fall down? Only one thing, some aparad to Vaishnava, something. Hare Krishna. Yes, but anyway, Yogamaya gives us that vision, no matter what they do, is okay. That vision comes from Yogamaya. Like Krishna have millions of faults. If you look, from one point of view. And Krishna do millions of bad things, but gopis never give him up for a second. That is Yogamaya. No? That is the definition of prem. Millions of reasons may be there to give up, but the relationship is not broken. So Guru Vaishnava also, we see Gurudev sleeping, Gurudev eating, Gurudev talking, this and that. So some strong connection is there, strong mercy, you don't lose faith. No? Don't lose faith. But they're doing human-like pastimes. No? So not so easy thing. You pass that test, then you go up. You fail the test, you go down. But Yogamaya give all this strength of feeling this. She give association, she give that transcendental connection. So very much important. Anything else? Coming for Kartik? If everything's clear, don't come meet Maharaj. Come and meet Krishna Priyadidi. Come and see them. Come and see. That means Gurudev blessed you. You'll see they're not ordinary, they're not sadhaks. These are the perfected. Everyone says Gurudev Nityasthita, Gurudev Nityasthita. Then where is Gurudev Nityasthita devotees? Whole life never went to Maya. Whole life. Yes, come. Unfortunately, there's been so much Vaishnava pride, no one have faith in anything. That is the unfortunate thing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. A little louder. Hare Ramo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.